Hey there, we are standing in the Capitol, the very last week of session, and what an eventful session it has been. You guys have been amazing, I have to say. We'll get into that a little bit more later in this video. But really, as we look towards the end of session drawing near, we just can't help but reflect on some of our disappointments, but also our tremendous successes. Dr. Poyman, why don't you tell our viewers today a little bit about those successes that we've seen even in the last week?
Thank you, Amy. We have had a very eventful session, and we are very pleased. Overall, we have had some disappointments, but we've had some momentum successes. And a couple of those successes have been authored by one of our heroes, State Representative Giovanni Capriglione. He's from Northeast Tarrant County. And we did a short interview of him, and he's going to explain some of those successes. So to everyone who has participated and helped making this session so successful, we thank you. And now we're going to hear from Representative Giovanni Capriglione. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Poyman. I'm Executive Director of Texas Alliance for Life, and I am in the Texas Capitol right now in the office of State Representative Giovanni Capriglione. Representative Capriglione has done enormous work for mothers and unborn babies this legislative session, and I want to talk to him about a couple of the initiatives that he has been behind. Representative Capriglione, thank you for joining us. Tell us about how you became a legislator and what part of Texas you represent.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me here today. I appreciate it. So I've been a legislator now for 9 years. This is my 5th session. I represent Northeast Tarrant area. In fact, if you've ever been to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, you've been to my district. And it's been a lot of fun over the last almost nearly a decade.
Okay. We've had a lot of tremendous amount of progress on the pro-life issue during that time. And now we're in your 5th session. Yep. Two of the measures that we're extremely excited about are the annual budget, actually the biannual budget, which is being passed. It's Senate Bill 1. And you had a huge hand in especially a particular program that we're very excited about. Can you tell us about your role in drafting this enormous 2-year budget for the state of Texas? And in particular, how does it help mothers and unborn babies?
Sure. No, you're right. And I would say at least those two things, if not more, we've had a really great legislative session when it comes to pro-life issues. People like to think of laws and work on the laws, and those are super important. But we also do and have done some things in the budget. In our section of the budget, the one that I was working on, we've put a lot of money in helping both women and children as part of the budget through Medicaid and through other programs. One program in particular that we're always super proud to be able to talk about is the Alternatives to Abortion program. This session and in this budget, we've added $20 million more into that program, which is about a 25% increase. And that's going to provide a lot of services, both pre and post pregnancies, for women who want to help get decisions on how to take care of their children, how to be able to handle their pregnancy, but also provide services for after the pregnancy as well. So we're just just incredibly proud of our work there.
And also, that Alternatives to Abortion program started about 15 years ago, and now you're raising it up to $100 million for the biennium. Incredible. I don't know if there's any state that compares to that. And you will be helping tens of thousands of women every year. And I think those services go up to 36 months after the birth of the child, and she can keep the child or place the baby for adoption. Another thing people don't realize is that the state of Texas, and this is part of your budget, we should say that you headed the section of the budget drafters who helped all these health and human services. Part of it is the Medicaid program pays for more than half of all births in the state of Texas. That's huge. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Our part of our budget, Article 2, is the largest part of the budget, and most of the effort is put into helping women, children who need help and need support. Right now, just last night, the Senate passed, and so we're going to go into negotiations, but we're going to add, from now, it's about 2 months of support for women after they have their pregnancy. We're going to go to at least 6 months. The House is trying to go for 12 months. So we're able to provide support for women and their newborn babies before, after, and during pregnancy. Just incredible here in Texas.
So the pro-life movement is not just about helping women give birth, and of course we care about women and the babies long after the birth.
If you just look at, I mean, whether it's daycare programs that we have, child support, other services, just in the A2A program, I think we do the modeling, we get the data, at least 1 million touch points that we were able to provide each year. And we're going to increase that even more with this budget.
Fantastic. Now, another law that you've been instrumental in fact, authored, is the Human Life Protection Act, and that's been House Bill 1280. A lot of our viewers are very excited about that because they have been making phone calls to their own state senator, their own state representative, the speaker, and the governor. In the Senate, that was Senate Bill 9. The Senate chose to pass the House Bill 1280. That's called the Human Life Protection Act. That's a bill that you have authored now for the second term. Tell us about that bill and when it goes into effect and what effect it will have.
Sure. Let me tell you, Joe, when we talk about passing bills, we have to acknowledge, of course, that the fact that it's people back home who get that bill passed, right? They're the ones who made the phone calls, responded to your emails, participated, called their reps, called their senators, called the leadership, made sure that this was an important priority. And it was a priority for both chambers this time. And that's because of the constituents who asked for that and the viewers who pushed that. What this bill does, quite simply, and listen, a lot of us worked really hard to make sure we had conservative Supreme Court justices. And I'll say it was probably the most important thing that's happened in the last few years to be able to get those Supreme Court justices there. And so now, because of the bill that we're able to pass with your help and, again, with other folks and stakeholders, we have a bill that essentially says that once the Supreme Court strikes down Roe v. Wade, Texas will become one of the first states in the entire country to automatically ban abortions. It's just so incredible that we're right there.
Well, that was a momentous bill. It has passed the House some weeks ago, now the Senate just days ago. It is off to the governor's desk. We expect him to sign that, and that is something Texas can really be proud of. I just can't thank everybody enough, but especially you and Senator Paxton, because you were down here getting it done, fighting that fight, and anything momentous is a struggle, and this has been a struggle, but it's now law. So it will soon be law. So we cannot thank you enough. Want to do a shout out to the other numerous organizations who are helping us with the Human Life Protection Act and the Alternatives to Abortion Funding. The Texas Catholic Conference of Bishops, one of the most productive and effective pro-life organizations in the state of Texas. The Texans for Life, chaired by Kylene Wright, West Texans for Life, and a number of other organizations around the state were fighting for that bill. We can't thank all of you enough. Representative Capriglione, we cannot thank you. We cannot thank everybody else. We look forward to seeing you at the bill signing ceremony.
That's right. I'm looking forward to grabbing that pen. Thank you.